pay attention to you when you are in a room. As a woman in leadership, or perhaps you might be a business owner, or you may be in an executive level role, I want to share with you a couple of strategies that will absolutely be able to help you make people pay attention to you when you're in a room. This is incredibly important. If you want to be seen as that thought leader, the person that is influencing the group, and you want to be able to influence the group also, this is a fantastic way for you to be able to do so. Now, I'm going to share with you just a couple of strategies that will actually, sorry, I gotta fix my shirt. A couple strategies that will actually help you to do this. And I will share with you by the end of this live video today, you will absolutely be able to step into that role of that person who is able to really communicate at a higher level and to be noticed. Many people want to get a promotion. Many people want to get a higher salary. Many people want to advance to different fields of education. They want to do a lot more things, and the only way that you are able to really make that change and make that transition is if people know who you are. If people do not know who you are, or don't have a knowledge base about you, then it's going to be hard for you to make those moves. So you want to watch this video in its entirety, because I'm going to share with you some strategies that I have found to be very helpful to my clients and that will help you today as well. I do want to share with you, the doors are closing. I have a special event that's going on next week. It's on Monday. It is a live coaching session, and it is called the Executive Presence and Communication Mastery event. It is a great opportunity if you are very serious about enhancing your skills as a woman in leadership, or you are trying to elevate yourself in your career. There's some items in the description below that will tell you how to register for the event. There's 2 admissions. There's VIP, and then there is also general admission as well. I will tell you that it is a 3-hour event, but you do not need to stay for the entire 3 hours of the event. You can come in, ask your question, get some support about whatever challenges you're facing right now as a woman in leadership, or challenges you're facing with your executive presence, challenges you're facing with your confidence, anything whatsoever. Hop into the event, say hello, ask your questions, and then I'll give you some support, and you're welcome to leave after that. The fantastic thing is that everyone that comes to the event, regardless of what admission you select, will have the ability to have the event recorded. So you're always welcome to go back, listen to your question, etc. There's some great options for VIP that are in the description. I'll talk more about that at the very end of the video. Now, I'm going to share with you how you can have people pay attention to you in the room. First, I want to say hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I'm glad you're all here. Let me know where you're joining from. If you can, if you're joining live, where are you joining from? What part of this world are you coming from? Glad to see you all here today. I am going to say Bishnoi, hello. Marcelo, hello. And Amar, hello. And Tim Gilmore, hello. Welcome, welcome. If you have any questions as it relates to how you can be noticed more in a room, then this is the place you want to be. You want to subscribe to the channel. There's a lot of great information I have here. If you are very serious about enhancing your skills as a leader, your executive presence, your confidence, and really be at that next level, then this is the place you want to be. Definitely subscribe. I'm going to provide you with 20 years worth of expertise and insights as a C-suite executive and a manager and a director in about 15 minutes. So you're going to fast track your career growth here. So we have some people joining from India. Welcome, welcome. And that's all that I have so far. So if y'all have any questions, let me know. I'm going to go through these relatively quickly so I can provide you with the opportunity to ask me any questions, because it's Friday night. Happy Friday, everyone. And I want to make sure you're starting your weekend off on the right foot so that you're ready for next week when you want to be noticed in a room. So first thing I want to keep in mind for you as you are trying to get yourself to where people are noticing you in a room is there's a bit of work you need to do behind the scenes. Now, what I mean specifically by this is that there's conversations and there's individuals that you need to have discussions with prior to your meetings. So if you have people that perhaps are very big supporters of you, they're big advocates, they really, really enjoy what you do as a leader, then those are individuals you want to just continue to build that relationship with. How are things going? How are your projects, and etc. Because these people will continue to support you when you're in a room with other people, and they will make sure they share that along to other people as well. Another thing you can do behind the scenes is to make sure that if you say you're going to do something, that you're going to do it. So please don't be that individual that says, oh, I'm going to do it, and then 6 months later, you still haven't done it yet. No, don't do that. This is behind the scenes work that is going to help you be able to do what it is you need to do. And so people can start to build trust with you as you are going through this process. And I'm going to go into the next tip, but I want to say hello, Christina. Welcome, welcome. Please share where you're joining from. Glad to have you here today. Ask any questions you have about executive presence, public speaking, leadership, confidence, all of that. I'm here for you. Feel free to subscribe if you are interested in learning more. Now, we're talking about behind the scenes, what you need to do so people can actually be able to notice you when you're in a room. So we talked about building those relationships, having conversations with people. Second is to make sure you do what you say you're going to do so people can start to trust you. So when you're in that room, they will pay attention to you and they know you're the person that will get things done, and they trust you and they want you to support and do more. Those are some things to do behind the scenes. Also, another more advanced skill that you can do is if you know you have people that may disagree with you, that's okay. You can always have conversations with those individuals too, just to set the tone, to establish some level of, I would say, compromise, or there's something that you have in common to help build those relationships of people who may not necessarily be 100% supportive of you, but they will be able to, at least you have a working relationship with each other. So these are expert tips from the C-suite, I would say, that will help you be able to stand out. And for people to pay attention to you in the room, you got to do some work behind the scenes. Now, if this was helpful to you, feel free to leave a thumbs up so it gets out to more individuals who are ready to enhance their leadership skills just like you are and communicate at that higher level. Now, I'm going to share with you 3 more strategies that will absolutely help you to be noticed when you are in a meeting, so people will pay attention to you. Now, the second is your appearance. So your appearance is very important. You want to position yourself as someone who has things together overall. And so specifically what I mean by that is, sorry, my light just went out, but specifically what I mean by that, when it comes to your appearance, you want to have that very professional, very polished appearance of someone who knows what they are doing. It all comes down to how you look. So make sure that you find out clothes or attire that really resonate with you. One exercise I tell my clients to do all the time, and I've shared it with you all here on my YouTube channel, is to think about that very best version of yourself that you want to be. What does this person look like? How do they dress? How do they speak? How do they communicate? How do they conduct themselves? Really start to think about who you want to be as that best version of yourself. And that person will be the person you want to emulate. So find out what you want to do in terms of your attire, because this is going to be very important for people to pay attention to you. They will pay attention to you in a positive way when you look very professional. Now, if you come into a meeting, let's say you're going to a boardroom meeting or meeting with some stakeholders or meeting with your boss or etc., what happens oftentimes is if you're not dressed appropriately, then that will go against you too. And people will pay attention to you, but not in a good way. Not in a good way. So think about that very professional, polished version of yourself that you want to present, and that will help you to be noticed so people will pay attention to you when you're in the room. Now, my third strategy for you that will absolutely help you in being able to be paid attention to in a room is your tone of voice. How you communicate with other people is incredibly important in terms of being paid attention to. If you are using a very nervous or concerned tone of voice, then oftentimes what happens is you may say words like, I'm not sure, I don't know, or I have no idea, I don't know. These are words I want you to remove from your vocabulary, but use a tone of voice that is a bit more affirmative. Now you might be wondering, well, how do you do that? How do you use a more affirmative tone of voice? What does that mean exactly? Well, this is the best place for you to be because there's a lot of videos here on YouTube that talk more about theory and a fluff. And of course, when you are trying to advance in your career, there's a mix of theory that is present that you need. But on this channel, we're talking about real life strategies, real world scenarios that will happen to you as you are elevating as a woman in leadership. And if you happen to be outside of my audience in terms of women in leadership, I appreciate you being here because you're still going to learn a lot of value in terms of elevating your skills as a leader. So what you can do to sound more affirmative is when you are speaking to other people, use a bit of a lower tone of voice, not like a whisper, not a whisper. You don't want to do a whisper. You just want to talk a little bit lower. Because that helps people to understand that, okay, you're saying something that is important. Now, another bonus to this is that if you normally have a tone of voice that you carry all the time, and you either increase it or you lower it, then people will want to know what's going on. What is she talking about? And that's a great way for people to pay attention to you at work also, or in your business or professional setting, because you're doing something that's a bit different than what you normally would have done in the past. So tone of voice is very important. How to be more affirmative, be a bit lower in your voice. I normally talk like this. If I was in a meeting and I wanted to sound more affirmative than what I do right now, I would continue to talk this way, but I would probably raise my voice a bit or elevate it some. I may say, well, this is something that I found has been very successful, or I disagree with this. This is not the way that I would want to handle this situation. So you see how I changed my voice slightly? Do things that are a bit different than what you do all the time. And if you need some help with this, you're not quite sure as to, well, how do I do this? How do I master these very elite, very executive communication skills so that I can be at that next level and communicate at a higher level than my peers? Then reach out to me at info@exciteexcellence.org. I'd be happy to give you some insights and help you on your journey to really elevate into that next level in your career. So if this information has been helpful to you, feel free to leave me a thumbs up in the comments, especially if you're watching a replay. Let me know what your thoughts are. Have you ever struggled with some of these challenges? Has this ever happened to you before where you've been in a room and you have people just not pay attention to you? Has this ever happened? Let me know in the comments below. I'll be happy to give you some insights and some tips that will help you make sure that hopefully that never happens again. So feel free to let me know. I'm here to help you on your journey as it relates to that. And I have one more that I want to share with you as a strategy. And that is to be mindful of what you say. Specifically, what I mean by this is that if you want people to pay attention to you, you will need to sound like you know exactly what you're talking about and you're very confident. The best way for you to exude that confidence when you are talking to other people so that they pay attention to you is to speak a bit slower than you normally speak. Because oftentimes when we're talking or when we're excited, we just talk a bit faster than what we really need to. And it makes people have a hard time understanding and listening to what's being said because you're talking really, really fast. So change your tone of voice and also slow down your pace of voice. That will help people to pay attention to you as well. Using some form of statistics is critically important when you are trying to elevate your communication skills. When you use numbers or you have some statistics that are in your mind that you can easily just talk about quickly in any particular scenario, this will automatically make people pay attention to you, because most people that you talk to every single day, and I'm sharing this executive level, C-suite level knowledge with you, real world executive leadership here, they are not coming around and talking about statistics. They're not talking about, oh, I saw there was a percent increase here or a percent decrease here. They are not talking like that. And this is the reason why you're subscribed to this channel, hopefully, because you are going to learn higher level skills and do things that other people are not doing. Therefore, you want to have some statistics in your mind as it relates to your specific discipline. I don't want you to make it complicated and overwhelm yourself. I definitely don't want that. I don't want you to think that you need to get a book and you need to just read and memorize every number that you see, or everything you see in the news. You got to memorize everything you remember there. You don't have to do that. Just pick out one. It just takes one. It just takes one statistic to showcase your expertise. So whatever that statistic is, if it is a percent increase, if it's something going on in the world and you are in the political realm or you're a politician, you need to be able to recite numbers quickly, or you're a business owner and you have a specific industry and there's been a change in your industry, maybe you're monitoring the stocks, you see the percentage that the Dow Jones has been down and S&P 500 or whatever it is, just know at least something when you go into these meetings so that people pay attention to you when you're in the room, because this will automatically make people want to learn more about you and pay attention and find out more about you, because you sound like you are intelligent and you're very, very educated, which you are, especially if you're watching this channel and you're really trying to take your leadership skills to that next level. So you just want to showcase that all of the time. Now, I hope this information has been helpful. I appreciate you all for joining today. And for those of you who just joined, we just talked about 4 strategies that will absolutely help you to have people pay attention to you when you are in the room. Are you ready? I'm going to share them with you very quickly, but if you want to go into details, you have to watch the replay. The first is to do some work behind the scenes. I'm not going into detail, but you want to watch the replay to learn about what I said about doing work behind the scenes. Second is make sure that you are in the position where you are taking care of your appearance. Appearances really do matter when you're trying to make sure people are paying attention to you in a room as a leader. Third is to monitor your tone of voice. Your tone of voice is very important. And fourth is to reflect on what you are saying. Those statistics I mentioned will automatically increase your credibility, and people will want to pay attention to you because they want to know what you have to say. Now, I want to know from you, do you have any questions? Was any of this helpful for you? Feel free to leave me something in the chat and let me know. I just appreciate you all for spending time with me today. I see there's quite a few likes here, and so thank you so much for that. And wanted to say hello. Oh, hello. How you doing today? DMT Diaries. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Glad to see you here today. So want to see if you all have any questions about how to be in a position where people are paying attention to you at work. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm here to support you on your journey. As I'm waiting for questions, I will mention to you all very quickly at the beginning, I mentioned that I have a live coaching session that is happening on Monday. It is going to be very transformative and change your life, especially if you're trying to elevate in your career, your executive presence, and etc. So you definitely want to check out the description below. It is going to be a 3-hour event. You do not need to stay for 3 hours, but this is the opportunity for you to come in, ask any questions you have, any struggles you're having right now in your leadership roles, and I will provide you with over 20 years worth of insights and guidance in a short amount of time that will fast track you to success. Now, you will be able to join, come in, ask your question, and leave. Everybody's busy. I don't anticipate anyone to stay for 3 hours, but I will say that regardless of the type of admission you choose, you will be able to have access to the recording, so you can always go back and be able to listen to what other people said, learn from other individuals in terms of what they're doing to be able to get to that next level. Sorry, my light went out again. I don't know what's going on with my light, but nonetheless, it is a great opportunity. It's going to change your life. You're going to learn a lot in a short amount of time. And if you really are serious about your leadership, you're serious about going to that next level, you're serious about making additional income in your household, you're serious about elevating in your career, and you're serious about making that big impact on the world, but you're not quite sure, what do you need to do? How do you need to refine your skills to become that very polished version of yourself that you want to be? Then it is a life-changing event for you. You're going to learn so much. And if you join VIP has a lot of benefits. One, you're going to have a 15-minute one-on-one session with me. You have access to a executive communication skills masterclass that will help you to communicate at that higher level. You also will be able to ask your questions first. So if you come on and you're VIP, your question gets asked first before someone that's in general admission, and I will answer your question very quickly so you can go about your day. And then fourth, if you are not able to attend for whatever reason, you're traveling, you're out of the country, or doing something else, if you send me your questions in advance, I will answer them for you, and I will send you a recording of the video in addition to a timestamp as to when I'm talking about your specific question. So VIP has a lot of benefits. It is a fraction of the cost that you would spend for a one-on-one coaching session with me. It is a great opportunity to just get a ton of value to get you set up and ready to go as we are ending Q1. Now, if y'all have any questions for me, feel free to let me know. I'm here to support you. Leave them in the comments if you're watching the replay. I will get back to you and let you know anything that I feel like will help you be able to stand out more at work. I do want to also mention to you that I have several videos on my channel that will help you. So in addition to looking at the description, you definitely want to check out some videos I have on my channel that specifically talk about executive presence. I have a few videos there, and my live videos, I have a lot of content there too. So spend some time in my lives because you will definitely learn a lot of information. So I'm looking forward to engaging with you all next week. As you know, I do my lives Monday through Friday, and I provide some value with you all from the C-suite for at least 10 to 20 minutes to help you all on your journey. So I hope you all have an amazing weekend. Don't forget to sign up for VIP for the event because the doors are closing very soon, and I don't want you to miss out on an amazing opportunity that will accelerate your career. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video.